Stay tuned, of course, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech. So we get into the campaigns of Howl's Harrows, and last time we ran into the most annoying Nidhogg gunships ever, who basically ran away forever. However, on the bright side, what we ended up allowing to have happen at the end of that mission was we finally built our Timberwolf. It's going to be ready in about 9 days. It's not fully equipped yet. It's just going to be fixed in 9 days, but it's an Omni-Mech, so being able to actually put the weapons on it once that fixing is done is going to happen almost immediately, so I'm very much looking forward to that. However, there's a couple more missions left to take on the planet, and so with that in mind, hard target. An elite mech warrior has been deployed to take command of the Castilian forces in the system. We need a skilled mercenary to remove this mech warrior before they reach their command, while they're only lightly escorted. Every downed mech will help our cause, so there will be a bonus for the complete destruction of the target's supporting forces. Additionally, the mech warrior's command may send out an escort to meet them. Expect enemy reinforcements once you engage. This will be 2.5 skulls, 417 priority salvage, 361,200 C-bills, and assassination missions. So hopefully it'll have something interesting for us to steal. And this time our mechs are not going to be half-handicapped because we had to go around the circle and manage to torch out the entirety of the base. Now the enemy appears to be very heavily separated. The reinforcements are basically intermingled with us. Hello, reinforcements. Let's take a peek. We have a trooper, not interested. A bandit, interesting. A stinger, not interested. And a firestarter, not interested. We should be able to just annihilate them without any trouble at all. There's also a supporting lance up over here. And finally, the elite Castilian mech warrior is off there in the distance. So without further ado, let's just reserve. Because I want these guys to move first. They're going to be on the tier 11, so once they move from that, we should be able to whip around and annihilate them with any luck. Hopefully. I mean, there's only a stinger, a firestarter, and a trooper, which all those mechs are super light. I'm not super familiar with the bandit. Oh, you are a melee mech. So twin fire fists, a whole bunch of rocket launchers, SS from 6s. Yeah, I'm definitely going to see if I can't steal you. You're a 55 tonner? Yeah, we're going to see what we can do about taking this thing intact. It's got a lot of Inferno ammunition onto it, as well as the fire fists. So clearly this mech is designed to just cook and overheat people, which I think I can take care of without too much trouble, as soon as we can, you know, get on top of them and just annihilate them. So the stinger and the firestarter and the trooper, easy kills. I mean, they will be rapid and nimble because they are very light mechs. The bandit, not as much, but I think I can knock him out.
This looks like an ideal place for an ambush.
You don't say. Really? I would not have figured that. I think I've been caught with my pants down on this one. Guys, what are we going to do? This is the end of Howl's Harrows. Thank you, Darius, for your always timely information updates. We shall take them, well, with a giant mountain of salt, also because we're already bloody engaged. They haven't shot at us yet, but they will in the near future, and then we will return fire. I may just want to wait until the bandit goes. That way he can waste whatever fire fists he's got, and then we'll barbecue him, because we'll have the Shadowhawk to do it. Oh, he hit me. You hit me? Stinger with the PPC, so that's pretty interesting. So that's less than good. The sensors were offline. If they still managed to nail my Warhammer, I'm not happy about that. I just got the thing repainted after, you know, all the scattering damage that we ended up taking from that Pirate Jaeger mech. The Pirate Jaeger mech. Would have been interesting had we actually managed to steal it. I'm not sure it would have been a good idea to try. Mainly because we ended up taking nothing but the Timberwolf parts, which at the end of the day was a great plan. I mean, it worked out brilliantly. We could have tried to take out the other stuff. However, being able to grab all 4 of the Timberwolf parts allowed us to basically build it for almost nothing. 105,000 C-bills was all that was required for the build up. And then the repair itself is like $250,000, so nice and cheap. Oh, you're a dervish. That's adorable. Are you like actually a dervish? Or is this a mech called the Bandit? I don't actually know, but we are going to find out relatively soon. So, I prefer not to have you nor you, so you guys are going to reserve again, because the person that I really want to go is Mockingbird, who's moving at 6. However, the rest of the lands can start to engage, well, everybody else. This stinger will not know what hit it. I would prefer to be on the side, but you know what? I think I'm just going to have the Warhammer engage you properly. Hi, buddy. I'm going to Warlord this just to make sure that you take all of the extra damage that I could ever want to throw down. Good hits, and then the laser follow-up, and structure's exposed, and most of his armor's gone. Lovely. The Bushwhacker's going to basically hit the exact same target, if at all possible, which it should be. We have the pulse lasers for the job. Not you, thank you, but you. Another good hit with the pulse, which takes out his entire left arm, and his AMS has been critted, which is lovely. Hopefully I can knock that thing offline before we actually engage with our lovely little Mockingbird. The Griffin will shift on slightly to the side, because what it is about to do is lay down artillery. Do I actually want to... You know what? Yeah. We've got the range difference going enough. So managed to hit everybody with that one. Did we hit the bushwhacker? Oh yeah, so the bushwhacker got a little bit tapped on that one, but it's not a big deal. Mockingbird, let's see if we can't just eliminate this guy. Well, not eliminate, but we do want to come in here with Inferno SRMs, set those up for the close range engagement. Hi, my friend, my buddy, my pal. Allow me to warlord this on this one. And let's see how well defended you are. The answer to that question is not very well defended at all. Plus 85 heat, that's lovely. If I manage to beat him in the next round running, oh, he's going to have the absolute worst day ever, and that'll be brilliant for me. So let's just take aim. You know what? We're going to warlord on this one as well. We're just going to keep all of the heat going down. And even more heat, plus another 59. He is panicking. He's not having a good day at all. Oh, he should have stayed in his own bed this morning. Let's go kill that fire starter. I don't want to deal with him. We have been engaging the fire starter in the most powerful way he can possibly be. And there he goes. Lovely. Fire starter is gone. We'll see if we can't kill the stinger before all hell breaks loose. We do, after all, have a hunchback, which is actually pretty good at killing people. However, from this side, probably not so much. Had we managed to get to the side, I would have felt really good about killing the stinger. Since we engaged from the front, yeah, not so much. Finn's Shadehawk could actually do a fairly decent job of just boring into the target. Do I want to shoot at you or you? I'm going to shoot at you. Why? Because, well, I've got 6 shots. Yeah, there's nothing left of that one. Kind of wish it had like a full-on pistol going on there, just because it'd be hilarious. Alright, so my people have basically struck with grand action. Beginning of round 2, you're on 15. Jester's also on 15. Lovely. And Mockingbird's on 10. Oh, that's going to make life a little bit more painful than I otherwise want it to be. You're on 20, so I might be able to do something about this trooper. Yeah, we really got hit by the reserve that we did, but it was worth it. I think it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. The trooper guarded. That was a mistake. Let's see how the bandit will respond eventually when it gets to it. Howl,
yes, Commander. Do
me just the biggest of favors. Walk on up to... Apparently you can only sprint that far. Yeah, walk on up to this guy and see if you can't just turn him inside out. Yes, with the Gauss rifle, but the large laser managed to come in and managed to tear off most of his ammunition on that one. Right arm is completely gone, and the trooper I don't care about. It's a super weak mech. We're just sort of cleaning it up here so that I can kind of kill time until it comes up to the bandit. I'm really hoping that it's... Oh no, it's probably not. I've got a lot of people who move on 16.
Confirm.
Coach, yeah, take your bushwhacker, round to the side, and eliminate him. There's our Gauss rifle, and pulse lasers managing to fill out the rest of the show. Lovely. Reserve. Please tell me he's got a... No, he does not. So Mr. Firefist gets to get engaged, which is going to be quite toasty and probably painful, because I imagine... Oh no, he's going to jump and go for the attack. Lovely. Thank you for jumping. So lots of Inferno going down to the Shadowhawk. I think he's recognized the most dangerous target at the moment. I'm a little bit surprised... Oh no, the AMS did kick in. So we only picked up 21 heat on that. 9 of 64 shot down, and his heat is massively high. So Jester, do me a favor. It's barbecue time, buddy. And he's offline. It's lost his evasion. He's having a bit of a bad day. The Gladiator, I think I'm just going to have you punch. Yeah, just walk up and give him a bit of a slugging. There we go, structure exposed. Okay, that's a bit too much of a slugging, I guess. I don't want to kill him after all. You're going to come in from the other side, actually, and you're going to slug him from here. Walk through the flames, you don't care. Oh, damn it. I didn't expect you to tear off his entire arm. The pilot is panicking, which is rather obvious, actually. Shadehawk is just going to run right front and center because his punch should be rather weak. Come on, bail pilot, just get out of the mech. The health is 3 of 4, so he's having a bit of a bad day. Yeah, the rack's unjammed, lovely. Showboat, I'm not even gonna bother. I'll barbecue him the next turn and we'll have everything fully taken care of. It'll be great. Death Crusade.
What's up, Commander?
Yeah, you're also gonna start moving off in this direction. We have him fully handled. He's overheated, he's shut down, he's just basically dead. We're waiting for it to come around time to Jester, and Jester will kill him. Because he doesn't stand a chance. Flamers, we've noted, are way better at getting the enemy to actually eject than Inferno SRMs. I think that's a little bit of an odd logic there, but I guess we'll have to take it. He still has his rotary autocannon, which is lovely. Oh, that rotary autocannon does so much damage. Ooh, large laser. Was that a near large laser? Potentially, we don't actually see the target, so there is that going against us. Oh yes, there's the target, and it is a chameleon. I'm not all that worried. A chameleon is what, a 55-ton mech, I think? 50-ton mech? It's in the 50 range. Yeah, and I'm not all that worried. Don't give him a Gauss rifle. We don't want to accidentally shoot our people in the back. That would be very, very bad. We'll just run the Warhammer on forward. The Warhammer does have an unobstructed line of sight, and I may as well commit to it.
Engaging with target.
Managed to hit with the Gauss rifle. Good job. Looked like it skipped off a leg, so it's not ideal, but still not terrible at all. Paradox can also start coming away from here. So we're going to be engaging the secondary target without too much trouble. Give me eyes. The chameleon, twin snubs. Sure, blast away. Did that second one hit? It looked like it might have hit. And we've got a cicada, super light mech, not all that worried about it at all. If it was a, actually no, even if it was a clan cicada Mark II-C, I wouldn't actually be all that worried. Aim for the head, barbecue. Come on, bail out, pilot. You don't want to be in this mech anymore. No, he wants to be in the mech still. Okay, I'll come back and I'll torch you, don't worry.
What can I do for you?
What you can do is you can sprint on over here and you can be super aggressive and cheerful like you always are. 6.2%, not good enough. Come back to me when you have actual accuracy. And I can't afford to play with you anymore. So I'm kind of surprised that you're not dead. But I'm going to move back with the Brother Boy. We'll light him on more fire when the time comes and see if we can't get the guy to panic. Because, dude, you should have bailed by now. Okay, the Griffin's going to come around. Actually, Griffin should just shoot and scoot. Let's just lay it down on the cicada. Alright, you're marked, little cicada. Oh, you are just not prepared for what is coming your way. If we manage to hit, of course. I think that hits. So most of his leg is gone, which makes me feel like a much more safer, happy camper. We'll shift over off to the side, sort of zigzagging back and forth, providing the anti-missile defense shield that we require. And the mech, of course, did not turn off. We'll just walk back over there. He's improved to stressed, so I gotta think that his sense of taste is pretty far off, because I would not be feeling only stressed if I was in that situation. Shoot. Oh, good hit on that one. And then Paradox coming on forward with the Gladiator. Somebody's got to be jamming the crap out of this. I refuse to believe I have so terrible sensor vision on this one. We have a Clint. I'm not worried about a Clint. Oh, there's the accuracy that I've been looking for. Kill the cicada? Kill the cicada. Oh, and it's just dead. Gone with the wind. No more cicada to engage. Finn can come on forward with the Shadehawk. The Shadehawk actually gets a even decent line of sight. We can actually rip the crap out of the enemy. I'm going to target the chameleon, because the chameleon is, of course, the more dangerous of the targets. Make sure that we have a proper sensor lockdown. Oh, look, it's a 71% chance to hit. Now, the worst possible angle to engage from, I must admit. However, still worked out fairly nicely. And we'll continue the pressure on, and this is one of those few... Oh, I was about to say this is one of the few circumstances where we can still use the medium laser, but apparently not. So, yeah, so fire the shot. And engine core crit. Is that going to start knocking him over? It should. Yeah, there's the knockdown we were looking for. So this chameleon probably doesn't stand a chance. What are you off in the distance, my friend? I don't know, but we're going to find out in the really near future. It's a Whitworth. Okay, I don't care. Now, the Whitworth currently in this version of the game being represented by a commando. But that's not actually what it looks like. Then it does have a similar head style. Yeah, aim for that center torso and just do me a favor, don't hit the Shadehawk. I was watching that. Managed to get a gyro crit, not terrible. Alright, so the chameleon is now in a very, very bad way. I just need a little bit more pressure onto it to utterly annihilate it. Onto phase 19. Is that the Whitworth? No, it's the Clint. Our version of the game does not yet have the advanced Clint, the new model from Shade. However, it's still using Panthers. I do need to update at some point, however, we're still waiting on a couple of things. A little bit of defense, although that was 15 damage SRM. That's impressive. Yeah, Jester, turn back. Just barbecue him.
I get you.
Dude, buddy, my friend, my pal, just get out of the mech. Just get out of the mech. I did a... There we go. Thank you. We saved one of the fire fists, however, one of the torsos did explode, which means we're not getting all 5 parts of that, which would have been really interesting. If it is a dervish, I may take most of it, just purely because I like dervishes. I could have tried to go for the cluster round, but I wasn't willing to risk it on a chameleon. It is only a chameleon after all. I'm not all that enamored by them. They're using, what? The Battlemaster model? Something like that? It's not important. We're going to switch to normal SRMs and just give them a little bit of center torso love. Ba-boom. Lovely, gone. Goodbye. I have no more interest in you. Left torso, left arm, and center torso all gone. Yeah, there's nothing left of that. Alright, we've got the Clint, which we're going to try and wipe out, and the Whitworth, which we're a little bit less worried about. Whitworth going to come bounding on forward, opening fire with quite a few missiles. However, the AMS managed to come in with the perfect defense on that one. All things taken care of. The one missile that would have hit him got destroyed. Lovely Death Crusade could come in with the Griffin, which will be actually rather hilarious. Do I want to run for this perfect shot? 27. No, I don't want to run for the perfect shot. Even though it would be extra awesome. Oh, wow. 65%, 52 on the arrow.
Roger that.
Coin flip. Hey, I think we missed with the arrow, but still managed to get close enough.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, Finn, get on in there. Oh, never mind, Finn. Punch him. Punch him, Finn. Yeah, you gotta get on over here, just in order to make sure that you don't get too much of the way of people as they come in. And you're just gonna give him a bit of a boot. He is no longer evasive, he is vulnerable. However, he'll move at 18. Luckily for us, Paradox is up next with his Gladiator. And the Gladiator tends to be remarkably effective at this sort of killing. We are on his left side, which is the side that we want to be on, should we be looking to save most of the mech. And die, please. Not quite. You are going to be at the ground, which is quite lovely. And we've destroyed his Tagger, which is unfortunate, but I'm not really all that interested in keeping his Tagger alive anyway. So down he goes, on to 7. We no longer need to worry about him interrupting our initiative phase. And I can probably kill him without too much trouble. Coach?
Yep.
Yeah, bring the Bushwhacker with your pulse lasers. We have a target for you. Ooh, that's not a good target. I mean, it shows an unobstructed line of sight, but I'm not going to fire the Gauss Rifle, I don't think. So Gauss Rifle off just to keep people alive and intact. And the laser's doing the job. We had to keep this PG-13, so you weren't actually allowed to see the entire mech explode as it do. Alright, time to come on forward with Jester. He's not actually going to be able to get involved in this fight, but that's fine. The fight is almost over anyway, because this is how we do it. I was about to say roll, but then I decided this is how we do it. It was more fun to do. Alright, I do actually have a line of sight, which is lovely. The Hunchback managed to get into a decent position. Unfortunately, for once, the Apollo MRMs are actually jammed. So we'll just fire a triplet of medium lasers and see if he says hi. I don't think he's actually saying hi back. That's somewhat disappointing. You should say hi back. It's polite. Heavy MRM unjammed and ready to rock. Yes, little Whitworth. Or rather, big commando, I suppose. Quite a few shots on into us. A few of the missiles did actually manage to connect with the Shadehawk, so good job there. You're probably gonna die. Mockingbird. Yeah, do you actually see the target? Oh, you do. Which would be more accurate for you if you were to come over like this or like this? I pick up 7%. Yeah, switch him to listen kill. And let's make sure that we get the full amount of damage onto him. So it is basically the same, so we're at that perfect sort of mid-range between the two. So we may as well use the SRMs for the additional damage that they bring. Was that unsteady? It was unsteady already. I love it. I don't think Howl's actually going to have a line of sight. No. Oh, she does.
Okay.
By taking side angles, we are able to expertly aggress. And is that the knockdown that I was looking for? That is the knockdown that I was looking for, and he's on his back. As long as you didn't break the gun, I am a happy camper. If you did break the gun, I'm a very, very unhappy camper. The gun is fine. Lovely. Howl might actually be the right person for this job. We're going to turn off the cluster, of course, because I don't want to risk it. So set it back to not scrap. Definitely not scrap. And just go for center thrust to strike.
Firing on target.
Yeah, I managed to miss both times, but that's okay. It was one of those Hail Marys. I wasn't expecting it, but I did have some hope. And then Jester can just move on forward because Jester fell behind. He can lay a little bit of a tag down, potentially. 40%. Yeah, aim for his face.
Target locked. It's go time.
Target acquired. Lovely. So that's an additional 5% accuracy that we can use. And Coach, come on in with the Bushwhacker. This is kind of your job. Well, not quite this, but, you know, the whole cavalry role really does fit nicely with you.
Here we go.
And good penetration, and there he goes. Target destroyed. We're just down to the elite Castellan Mech Warrior, and once we take him down, we'll have the entire show taken care of. So more melee mech warrior, or melee mech parts. I am kind of hoping that is a dervish, because if it is a dervish, 1, I like the dervish, it's an interesting mech, and 2, I will buy it. I will buy it, I will construct it, and I will put it into action. Because it's a 55-ton mech, and it's fairly awesome. And it has a whole ton of missile hardpoints. So the bandits, if it is actually a dervish, oh, we'll build another mech. We've been building a lot of mechs lately. I'm going to actually have to go in and think about scrapping a couple of our older ones. I'm not quite sure which ones we want to keep. I mean, the Shadehawk I'm enjoying a lot. Just because it's 45 tons, sure, which is a really terrible weight band. But it's very, very fast and can jump very, very far. So I'm not entirely sure what to do about it.
Shooting, just running.
Also because, you know, the rotary AC-5 has proven to be hilariously effective in everything that it does. If you can get a side-angle shot, oh, you can just bore through everything. Which is one of the reasons why I am seriously considering mounting twin rotary AC-5s onto our brand new Timberwolf. The other thought that I've been having is maybe rip the other clan Gauss rifle out of the bushwhacker and mount that so we'll have twin Gauss rifles, because tonnage is there for it. Barely, but it's there. I also kind of want to put twin MML-10s on the shoulders of the mech as well, just to see how it'll work out. I mean, I know how it'll work out, but still, I'd like to maybe give that a shot. We probably won't build any PPCs onto it. We have a mech explicitly designed in that vein. The element that we have constructed is very, very significantly designed for the PPCs, although at some point we may end up swapping it out. We'll probably put in quad medium lasers, or quad large lasers, and a whole bunch of mediums to back that up. Not quite sure where we're going to go in that direction, but that is definitely a thought that I have been having. It's also a thought that other people have brought up. They're like, yeah, you should do this. And I'm like, you know, that's not a terrible idea. That was something I was considering, but we're going to see how the triple PPC works. I'm kind of hoping that the triple PPC works just because it'll look cool, if nothing else. It'll be toasty, but it'll definitely look cool. Alright, so can we eventually find out who this elite Castellan mech warrior is?
Roger. Full speed.
Hi, you are a wolfhound. Really? Huh. Who'd have thunk it? Alright, let's lay down a sense of lock on you just so I get more. Oh, you're a pirate wolfhound, really? That's what we came all this way out here for? Well, I suppose we can take him down without too much trouble. He's a 35-ton mech. He's pathetic. I have no fear of you, but then again, we did take a 2.5 skull mission. Technically, though, the game says that our current tech and lance weight is only 2.5 skulls. So I'm not quite sure what the game is thinking, because we are definitely powerful enough in order to handle this. Maybe there is something in the calculation that I am missing, but I kind of think that we're a little bit better than what they currently think that we are. I'm not even going to bother saving it. Like, my original plan was I was going to torch it, just sort of keep it alive and then barbecue it, but if this is what we're fighting, there's no point. We're just going to kill it properly.
Commander.
Death Crusade can come sprinting forward as well. I could lob a shell at him, I'm not going to, because if we penetrate his armor, then he gets irritated about that, and then he starts whining about the fact that he's been shot, and it becomes a whole show, and he attempts to escape, which is not something I want to deal with right now. Because if he escapes, then all of this was for nothing, and we get no salvage, so give him a gift.
Primary target
Good.
damage, Commander.
Just to sort of get things started on him. You're not running, right? You're coming forward, right? Sort of. He's coming in the line of sight. A whole bunch of medium lasers. It's not even a grinner. If it was a grinner, I might be a little bit more predisposed to going after it, but it's not. So,
Orders.
alright, bring the bushwhacker. Bring the bushwhacker.
Moving to full throttle.
Hi, 15% is not good at all. Missing by 48. That's. I can't blame that too badly. It was a 15% chance to hit, but still, that's pretty bad. I may actually need to get sort of on close to him, and I don't want to do that. It's twin 16s. Yeah, that's not good. So he's only got like 4 medium lasers. Isn't the wolf have 4 medium lasers and a large? I thought that's what it was. A 10% chance accuracy is not good enough. So we're just going to draw him closer and closer into range, and then eventually we will beat the ever-loving crap out of him. Yeah, I'm not going to fire at that.
Yes, Commander.
But the trick, of course, is going to be that we need to get to that range. Hi! I'm on top of you with a 52% accuracy. Bork. There goes his right arm, his cooling jack, and a pair of his medium pulse lasers, and he's unsteady. Jester is not in range. Mockingbird. Oh, Mockingbird will be able to get in range. Side angle, side angle. That's the side angle. Hi. I think he's dead. Just gonna go out on a limb. Don't think he survives this one. Drill, baby drill. Did not actually kill him, which I'm kind of surprised at, but he is now on the ground. And we'll be able to come in and wipe him out. Unless, you know, the evac zone spawns on top of him. Which can happen. Which is one of the reasons why it's bullcrap that he can get out immediately, but it can happen. Warlord. Maximum damage center torso. Theoretically, if this hits, it could kill him.
Roger. One more.
Oh, God. Oh, the tag did it. Oh, that's lovely. There's all those stories about, oh yeah, I tagged and hit him in the head and I killed him, or I tagged and hit him in the head and they bailed. I tagged, I hit him in the center torso and it blew the entire mech up. Alrighty, good job on that one. It's 364,570 because we made an additional 35%, basically to pay for our drop cost. Not terrible at all. Most of our mechs mostly untouched. The Shadehawk took a little bit of damage from that one rocket strike. It is a dervish. 1, 2, 3. Darn it. I'm one more part away from getting the full bloody dervish. Trooper not interested. Pirate laser. Give me a fire fist. I have 2 of them, right? I might have 3, depending on how this works out, because none of these are really all that interesting. There don't appear to be any good pieces of equipment in this. Heat sinks. Pirate fire. Ooh, radical prototype double heatsink kit. Interesting. Interesting further. Okay, I'm pulling out. Yeah, that. Here's the plan, my friends. So first things first, we're grabbing this brand new spiked fist. We're also grabbing the radical prototype double heatsink kit and a pirate fire control system because we haven't had one in a while. And we got 2 of the dervish parts, so I'm up to 3 dervish parts now. A couple of glint part, well, a glint part, chameleon, pretty much one of everything. One of everything. We also managed to pick up a triplet of medium lasers, which will help out with a couple of things. But yeah, not terrible at all. I didn't grab the fire fist because we didn't need the fire fist. I've already got 2, so I can already mount it onto a mech that we turn into a melee mech, which I may end up doing to the Shadowhawk. Because the Shadowhawk has all the necessary arms. It has the upper arm actuator, the lower arm actuator, and the hand actuator. So that gives it the additional accuracies in melee. It doesn't have a built-in weapon, which is kind of sad because I want a built-in weapon, but it does give me options in order to construct a melee mech. Although, again, I would very much prefer to have a mech that has a melee weapon built into it already, because that is going to way outstrip any sort of spiked fist or fire fist that I put onto it. So, a little bit disappointing that we haven't found one yet, but it also has 2 arm-mounted support slots, so that could help out a little bit. We're going to see... Well, actually, no, that's where the fire fists are going. Yeah, we may end up doing that, just to put those missiles on something a little bit different. Like, say, a dervish, had we managed to get one. Sadly, we did not. I really would have liked it. I would have very much liked to get a dervish, but it did not happen. 2 days before the end of the month, can I get all of my mechs done by tomorrow? I literally can get all my mechs done by tomorrow. Will all my pilots be done by tomorrow? Everybody will be... Wait, actually, I can't get all my mechs by tomorrow. All but 1. We have been bringing the Shadehawk on everything. I need the Warthog, the Warlord, and the Shadowhawk more. Do I? Okay, that's 1 day. All of our pilots are back. Quick check of the barracks. Make sure that none of our mech warriors have leveled up. There's one last mission on this planet that I intend to take. And I wasn't sure I was going to be able to take it, but hey, we're going to mostly have this planet finished off, and then we'll be traveling. We're not going to have as much money as I wanted, but I could take this next mission for cash because it's 1.something million seals, and the difficulty is not all that high. So, quick check of the mechs. Make sure nothing's actually broken. Make sure I didn't break the cannon on the cluster shell. No, it's beautiful. Oh, it's being fixed. It'll be ready in 8 days. So that'll be lovely. 8 days from now, Timberwolf will be built. And then we'll pull everything off and we'll put all the right weapons on. I kind of am hoping that the ears will actually show up if I put on a big enough mount, but maybe not. We'll have to see. Anyway, contract. There is a mission to be taken, the last one. I'm not taking scientific emergency because 1, it's an escort, which is boring, and 2, it's a 5 skull, which I'm not sure I can take on. Be interesting, but I'm not willing to risk it just yet, not until I've got a couple more heavies online, like, say, the Lament and the Timberwolf to add onto that shell. Pony Express is an ambush convoy. I don't want to take it. And Garrison is a defend base, which we're definitely not going to take. However, capturing production is an interesting opportunity. Now, it is against the Oberon Confederation. I could take it for 417. We could run into more mediums and heavy mechs. I think we'll do that. I'm not hurting for cash at the moment, and the more stuff that we get, the more mech parts we get, the more I can sell. So we are going to have a slightly modified lance on this one because we're bringing the Wolverine out, and we don't normally bring the Wolverine because the Wolverine only has 2 tons of UAC-10 ammo, which only gives him 8 rounds of shooting, which is less than ideal. So compared to the Shadehawk, which has 45 rounds and can fire 6 rounds at a time, and often does, it becomes an interesting question, and where do you want to put your efforts and interests into? I will put Coach inside the Wolverine, because the Wolverine can punch. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Alright, let's drop down with everybody on this one. So we are spending, 121,970 Seabills, which is like half of what we're currently dropping every time we drop with Apollo's Vipers, which is always a little bit amusing to me. By the way, Apollo's Vipers is today, I think, at 5 o'clock if you want to join us in order to see a clan campaign. We're currently sucking down like, what, 3 million a month, or 1.7 million a month? And every time we drop, it's 300-something thousand Seabills. Although, to be fair, Apollo's Vipers does have a mauler. We haven't built it yet, but the mauler will be ready soon, we hope, I think. Will it be ready by next time? It might be ready by next time, depending on if we do any traveling, which may end up happening. We don't have any ammunition for the Mauler, but we have the Mauler, which is a lot of fun. We also have quite a few clan mechs, some of which we earned and some of which we started with. Although I think of all of the mechs, I think we only actually lost one, and that was a Kit Fox. Because the Kit Fox took one too many AC-20 shells to the center torso, and it was something of a painful experience all around. Alright, so capturing protection. We've discovered that the Oberon Confederation has reactivated an old manufacturing facility in this system. To maintain the balance of power in this system, the planetary government needs to capture this facility. You'll make a surgical strike, occupy the base, and hold it until local government forces can arrive to take control. 417 priority salvage, 2.5 skulls, 356,000 sea-bills, which is not terrible at all once you stop to think about it. That'll pay for our drop costs, and then possibly more if we end up making a little bit of money off of that. I mean, we will make money. We're going to make 220-something sea-bills off of this one. Unless, of course, we get a little bit of extra cash for wiping out the extra units, which I do sort of have my hopes for. If we can get that done, then we can have quite a bit taken care of. So, fingers crossed, and we'll have a whole bunch of money by the end of it. And let's drop down on these people and see if we can have a little bit of fun. Oh good, we didn't get stuck. That was my biggest worry with this one. Alright, so we have dropped down, we are here, we are aggressive, and the enemy is... Oh good, that's our hunchback. Off in the distance. Alright, so we have some time, and... Oh god, it's this map. I don't like this map because this lake is broken. This base also we're going to have to get on top of, which is going to take a little bit of work. So let's get underway, there's quite a bit to be done. Paradox, get the Gladiator a-moving, and we'll get hopefully on target and be able to wipe everything out before all hell breaks loose. I do, of course, need to get Jester in close to the target so he can just light everything on fire, particularly base turrets, which is probably what we're actually going to be engaging at some point. And then once that's all taken care of, well, we'll wipe out everybody else. Might even be able to force a couple of ejections. So we have 3 parts to a dervish. I would like to turn that into a full dervish, purely because selfish reasons. I like the dervish design. I think it's the missile. It looks very much the missile version of the Enforcer. And the Enforcer is a pretty solid design. It looks very much like a trooper mech. The solid 50-tonner with an AC-10 and a large laser. However, most of the time what you'll end up wanting to do is rip out that large laser and put in a whole bunch of medium lasers just to back that up. Or maybe the AC-10 and put on a whole bunch of lasers, although your heat control starts becoming a little bit of a problem. But yeah, the Enforcer proved to be a very important mech for us for quite some time, way back in Ripper's Rumblers. Are you going to be a little bit stuck over here, or how is this going to work out? We'll see. This mech is not exactly the fastest thing in the universe, so when we have to sort of patrol around things, it can get a little bit ugly. Right, can you even get up there? You can, sort of. But I may just want to see if we can't circle around over here. Yeah, we'll go right through. If worse comes worse, I think we can move through this lava flow and down over here. Then in through over here, right up to here, which is where you would normally start on this particular mission. And then we'll crest the hill and annihilate everything.
What are your orders?
Once we see everything, of course. The Wolverine can, of course, jump should the need arise, which we may end up having to use. Wait, did you say hostile vehicle? Or just running? You know what? Never mind, I was about to have a jump, but this is not actually the Shadehawk. This is the Bushwhacker. Solid, reliable cavalry mech. One of my favorites, actually. Mainly because you start with it in Mech Warrior 3, which is a lot of fun. However, the Brenner Boy can fly quite handily. Bounce up over here and brace it up. Brings Paradox in the Gladiator. When Gladiator was nothing but Howl's ride. Oh, how the times have changed. And now Howl strides into battle atop her mighty Warhammer, which has proven itself to be a solid design if it's had uninspired. The Silver Bullet Gauss is, of course, always a lot of fun, but the medium laser spam to back it all up is, well, it's medium laser spam. But at the end of the day, you can't really argue with effective, even if it's, well, those medium lasers have proven to be not especially accurate. Alright, the Hunchback's scouting on forward. Still no sight of anything on the sensors, which is very good for us. It'll allow us to get on into position before we actually have to engage anything dangerous. And you'll avoid going into the actual cooking. Lovely. So we do have to assume that the enemy garrison is on top of the base. Do we see? Oh, it's just a support lance and a garrison. I was wondering if we could see if they had turrets or not, but apparently we have no information to that extent, which will allow us to be very, very aggressive should there prove not to be them. The turrets will really push you back, depending on what type they are. Good, solid artillery, or railguns. Railguns will definitely shove you back pretty gosh darn hard. You can't really push into a railgun unless you're really sure you've got enough firepower to wipe it out in real short order. I think I said real too many times at this point, but hey, we're keeping it real. I'll stop. Continue to rush on forward. The Gladiator, almost in range. It's a mini Warhammer. Ironically, the Gladiator is more Warhammer than our Warhammer is. Because the normal equipment for a Warhammer is a pair of PPCs, a pair of medium lasers, a pair of small laser mini lasers, and a pair of machine guns and an SRM-6. Well, this thing... Oh, we got incoming missiles. And the point defense has that fully under control. Taken care of. So we are under fire. 15 missiles is not a huge amount. And it came from a light rocket carrier, so once he actually sees us, that's when the pain actually begins. So we'll have to endeavor to make sure that he cannot ever actually see us. Bounce on forward with the Burner Boy. We want to get him up close as quick as possible. And I'm real surprised that Jester rolled a 17 on this one, which basically puts him at the bog end, aside of course from Mockingbird and the Shadowhawk, because this Shadowhawk is always slow for some reason. Which is a real shame, because if it came in sooner, it'd be really, really, really powerful. It is actually one of the reasons why I'm a little bit reticent to go all heavier on this one. A little bit of light fire, no connections on that one. Are you a Vindicator? Is that what you shot me? No, you're a Marshal. Oh, Magistracy of Canopus. Interesting. More incoming missiles that manage... Ah, you're a light mortar carrier, and you've just bombarded yourself. Right, that happens all the time. And a helicopter. Warrior, I assume? Warrior or Ripper, I'd imagine. Purely because oh no, it's a Yellow Jacket. Okay, that's a step up in firepower than what I thought you had. I figured I saw the Marshal and I saw the couple of carriers. I'm like, wow, this is a pretty primitive and terrible lance, actually. But no, we are facing a Yellow Jacket. Luckily for us, it is the primitive Yellow Jacket with the rockets instead of one of the advanced Yellow Jackets with the racks or the Gauss rifles, which those are the actual dangerous ones. All right, come back to me. We got a Rapier. Oh god, we got a Rapier. Got to kill him quick. Not all that quick. Oh, ooh, wonderful. It's a minefield. Right. See if we can't avoid it as best as we can, but I'm not exactly super thrilled about this. Reese.
Ready to get it
Alright, Finn's Bushwhacker. So who was... Oh yeah, it was the Yellow Jacket that I can't see. That's unfortunate.
right here.
Because it's going to have another opportunity probably to lay down a minefield. However, the Griffin does have the ability to engage from, well, unknown distances. So, you know what, buddy? I'm going to lay a sensor lock down in your Yellow Jacket, and if I manage to hit this thing, it's going to die. Which is a very nice thing to have on top of that. Alright, so sensor lock going down to the Yellow Jacket. We now have a lock up on the target. And, actually, what are my negatives right now? Indirect fire +5, sprinter +2, so 7 right there. That's 30%. Plus another 20% for the movement. That's 50%. Aimed at target. Aim target effects and aim move. But no visual for 5. Yep. May as well shell. Got pretty gosh darn close.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, there's no way that Jester actually gets in the range to do anything, but we will just continue to bunny hop unless the run is further. The run is slightly further, and I can stay outside of the mine anyway. So we'll slip on over here. And showboat. I think I'll shoot Showboat out to the right side on this one. Nope, gonna have to pass through the minefield anyway. Oh, of course, because Showboat's the one surrounded by mines. In that case, just go straight forward. And, whoo, wow, 36 damage because of mines. The number that it shows is applied to both legs, so it says 18, but no, double it because you have both legs. Catapult 3, okay, they've managed to actually have some serious defenses on this one. So they brought a dangerous mech. Do I have a whole bunch of Catapult 3 parts? If I do, then this would be a perfect opportunity to get my hands on an actual Catapult Mark III. Now, our Apollo's Vipers campaign actually has 2 Catapult Mark IIIs. Both of them are the same variant, and they're well on their way to building a third, which is rather amusing, the number of Catapult 3s that they actually come across. But it would be a very nice thing to grab. Marshall's a 55-tonner, I'm not exactly concerned or worried about that. Street Carrier. Interesting. So we got 3 carriers, probably the helicopter is part of it. And then the Marshal, the Rapier, and the Catapult. The Rapier's got to die quick. So hopefully he'll expose himself so I can just fill him full of direct fire weaponry. We did kind of move pretty significantly away from missiles for the most part, aside, of course, from our Infernos, which I would like to replace those with plasma rifles whenever possible. So at some point, we are going to have to actually get that done. We have to find the plasma rifles to do it, but someday we shall. So mostly not actually shooting on this one, which kind of feels a little bit annoying because I would like to normally open fire on the enemy, but we're going to have to accept the incoming. And he managed to miss entirely again, which is lovely. His mortars appear to be quite terrible. And then we will get bombarded by the rocket carrier as well. Hopefully, actually, the yellow jacket comes first so I can shoot down all of his mines. Who is this? That's the marshal. Oh, it's a big assassin. Oh, that's cute. Well, that works. I should probably overload the AMS just to see if I can handle everything from this. Because if we overload the AMS, we'll probably actually have everything taken care of. And more point defense engaging. Gotta love that AMS system. It's a lot of fun to have on board. And more missiles, however, he's run us dry. It's a lot of good hits.
Okay, that was.
Let's get this done.
Oh, but we're feeling inspired.
Good to go.
We think we've got this handled. We know we've got this handled, for we are invincible. Alright, let's go take a peek. Let's go say hi.
Aye, aye.
Hi, friends. We're dealing with a catapult R2, so this is the heavy MRM one. So he's got 2 heavy MRMs. Lots of damage built up into this one, and a pair of medium lasers. And then we're also dealing with a rapier, which is just irritating. LRM carrier off there in the distance. So I think I want to barbecue the Raven first. I'm going to warlord it up. See if I can't just add a little bit more to it. And maybe we'll get lucky and we'll blow his head off or something. Quite a few hits. 28 damage. Quite a few. Yeah, barely any, actually. Alright, Wolverine, I doubt you're actually going to have a range on anything, but you can certainly try for it. No, no connection on this one.
10-4.
So you're just going to be up over there. That does, of course, place one of my more important mechs sort of out on his own, which is less than grand. We're going to have to remember when we move the Griffin to set his AMS to overload mode so it can intercept more targets during the turn, mainly because the one launcher in the back is going to be a bit of a problem. Rapier retreating, which I don't know if I like that or not. Now the bushwhacker can come along over for a side angle shot over here. Well, not a side angle, but a flanking over here. It is on the light rocket carrier, which does have 64 armor. You know what? I'm going to lay down the sensor lock just to improve that. Let's make this as accurate as possible. So hopefully I can kill him in just a couple of shots here. Gauss rifle, good hit. And the pulses weren't able to finish it off. I did have the hope that the pulse rifles would annihilate it, but apparently the Gauss rifle managed to hit the top turret, which is the worst possible place it could have landed. Because if it had hit one of the sides, we probably would have killed it. Oh my god. That is insane accuracy. What the hell?
Not much armor left in that location.
I get it, it's a risk mech, but still, Jesus, that's ridiculous. Yeah, you're unsteady, which is less than grand. And you're not going to get a line of sight on anybody unless I use my vigilance, which I shall use, because I can't do anything else if I want to save that mech. Hi, I'm going to rush you and see if we can't protect everybody. 51%. You do not have an AMS, if I recall correctly. So, hi.
All weapons are closed.
You have an AMS. Duh, of course. Ammunition explosion.
That's a critical hit.
Oh my. That was a good critical hit to have made. Because that one, first of all, makes him very unsteady, but more importantly, set this to overload, please. Thank you. But more importantly, takes away half of his ammunition, which he's already light on. Yellow jacket.
I'll make them dead.
I was really hoping that would kill you. It did not. Mainly because I don't want to deal with any more of these minefields. Light rocket carrier? Yeah, gonna attack the bushwhacker. Oh no, it's the mortar carrier and he just bombed himself again. So, I suppose he has some of that made up for him, considering there has been an excellent amount of support by other things, but still. Alright, rush on forward with the Shadowhawk to provide protection. Accuracy on you is tremendous. LRM carrier in the back is not as much. You know what, I'm going to go and we'll deal with the rocket carrier here and just wipe it out. Listen, kill LRMs. That's a kill. So I don't have to worry about suddenly him just doing all that. Oh, he was the mine dispenser. Oh, interesting. Alright, I don't think I can get the Gladiator in range in time, but I can provide a little bit of ECM protection. And Howl is definitely not going to be in range. We're going to have to pull back in order to make sure Howl gets here. I'm not actually seeing any turrets, which is really helpful. Because that way we're not getting shot by as much. Because this LRM carrier is probably going to target the Burner Boy on this one. I can't blame it for it, because it'll knock the Burner Boy right on over. They just keep the pressure up on it. AMS getting involved. Managed to shoot that all down. Lovely. And then you are going to be a nightmare. Because I've got to kill this catapult quick. The ammunition explosion was very helpful, but I've got to kill this catapult. You do have an XL engine though, so a side torso destruction could give me 4 parts. Light carrier backing off, which is good. I think he was trying to target? Not sure what that was, but I think he was trying to target somebody. Other carrier coming out forward, and it's targeting the hunchback, which is a mistake. Maybe not actually, because it did scatter quite a bit of damage over onto the burner boy. And the yellow jacket now very, very dangerous, right on top of us. With lots of rockets, if I recall correctly. That's...
Watch my heat. I'm taking damage.
Well now. Talk about your hello. Okay. So the hunchback took some... Somebody took... Oh, you took all those critical hits. Interesting. Very interesting. So this yellow jacket has a lot of equipment I want to steal. Alright, let's get the gladiator up here and let's take care of the people who can actually still fight. Which means you. Mr. Catapult. Yeah, I'm killing you this turn. Good night.
Got it.
Apparently you don't have an XL engine.
Taking a critical hit.
But you did. That's really disappointing, actually.
Done.
Because I was really, really hoping for an XL engine that I could easily, you know, wipe out. I was shot from here. 22%, that's not good enough. That is not good enough. If I engage from here, I'm within my minimum range. Edge of my minimum range. Unable to make the turn.
Full speed, no target.
Out of my minimum range. Hi, I can kill you, but you're really helping me, actually. Oh, the pulses do so well against him, but... 56 armor is what I'm gonna do. Punch him. Come on, kill it, kill it, kill it. There we go. Okay, so that's taken out as well. We're working our way through the carriers.
Commander.
Howl, are you gonna have a shot on anything? Please tell me I can cover the corner. Can cover the corner.
I copy.
Lovely. Hi, you are just... Did you blow them up? I'm hoping they're just shut down. Which one you got enough that I'm gonna silver bullet it, and I'm gonna warlord it just to sort of keep myself protected on this one.
Affirmative.
Okay, good.
One for the scrap heap.
MML-10 explosion, medium laser crit. Is that a friendly that just blew up? You're good? You're good, okay.
Commander?
Alright, showboat. I don't want to kill this thing, I really, really don't, because it's a lot of great kit right there. What I would prefer to instead do is get my heat under control. I do have a shot on this rapier.
The area isn't clear. Eliminate hostiles and secure it.
Reinforcements?
To your next objective.
Oh, it says pacify the base, so I have to assume the reinforcements are on the way. I'm actually in range to engage you. My heavy armor is probably not going to hit. But if I shut all these off... Let's see how many I can get through Mr. Bullcrap laser defense over there. 17 of 30.
Confirm.
That's not the worst thing in the world, but it sure as heck ain't great. You should still be able to get a line of sight. Why am I avoiding shooting him? Because I want to take him. I want to take him, and for that I need the Shadowhawk. You I can take care of later. But you... just keep up the fire. There we go. Ultra Auto Cannon 10. It's been a while since we heard that crack. And Death Crusade in his Griffin. Alright, so Death Crusade has a brand new target, and it's way off in the distance. We're also providing a whole bunch of ECM protection, which is very helpful. So show me... yes, you.
Engaging target.
Oh, dead on. That was beautiful. DK, man, that was amazing. Hunchback taking a whole bunch of fire, but I think the Hunchback can take it. Without currently being linked by a string.
Whoa!
Okay, good. You're still fine. I was worried about that for a moment, but no, the Hunchback is still under control. Hunchback's gonna walk next turn to keep things under control. So we have still...
Commander?
Mockingbird, right. So I've fired quite a few missiles through that zone of influence. Oh, please tell me I have a shot. I saw it, I saw it, I saw it. Right there. Take the mountaintop. Let's see if we can actually do this. Because we do have to get through that AMS system, and that is no joke. Warlord it up. Hi. Barbecue. Oh, apparently we engine critted him.
I need a new target.
I don't think we actually killed him through normal means. Alright, you can stand up. So Jester's gonna be injured, but that's fine because we're leaving this planet this turn.
Regain
Or
stability,
this
Commander.
day, so that's actually okay. You're gonna fall back to get your heat under control. Because at the moment, the only thing left is the rapier and the marshal. And I don't want to burn you too much.
I gotta shut her down.
Okay, that's fine. Wait, what? No, you're still online. Don't you lie like that to me. Don't you make me worried. Hunchback getting shot a little bit more. Please don't be unsteady.
Is that all you got?
Still has control. Okay, good. Oh, misfire. What just misfired? Laser anti-missile system misfired and damaged. Oh, my friend. Oh, my lovely little friend. Oh, active components. Right. You are vulnerable.
Coordinates.
Not you. Well, you are too, but you're the one I care about. Because I can do that. So left leg is dead. That's great. So now he's going to be on the ground. I'll try and snipe out his other leg just in order to keep the equipment intact, but I'm not going to make any promises on this one.
Standing by.
Alright, Jester is still overheating, so we're going to chill.
Bracing for impact.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Pretty damn hot in here.
Mockingbird Shadowhawk can get involved to shut down the Marshal.
Sit duck now.
So I think that might be a good plan. Actually, do you see it from here? You don't. You actually see him, which I could try and go and burn out his engine, because it is a pirate engine. Show me the Marshal. Do you see it? You have an obstructed line of sight. That's not good enough. I need a direct. There it is. We're going to be barbecuing a little bit for this, but that'll be fine, I imagine. So, yeah.
Oh, what's in our
So, plus a lot of heat.
Yeah? What can I do you for?
Right. Death Crusade, right now I do not want you utilizing that weapon system because we're close to the target and I want to take this under control. So, and that leg is going to require 90 damage. I can't deal it. What is in here? Pirate Flamer. And this is unknown. I don't know. Don't remember where he keeps his thing. Engine crit. So there's that on him.
That hit something good.
Need to get more people onto him.
What's up, boss?
Howl could do it. Howl could absolutely do it. Howl's very good at doing things like this. Tear his leg off. Set it to normal mode. Shut off a couple of medium lasers. That was not the side I wanted blown up.
Think I hit something good.
No, you didn't. You hit the side I didn't want you to hit. I suppose it'll have to do.
Location.
Hey, come on over here. Take aim. Blow his leg off. Just the leg. I don't want the center torso gone. I only want the leg. That's 100. Actually, that's 40, 80. Yeah, the ultra autocannon can double tap. Shut off the SRMs. Okay, good.
Target down.
I mean, it's somewhat wasted because we blew apart the thing that I wanted to save, but it'll do. It'll do for now. As they say, it is good enough for army work. I'm just going to turn you. You're going to tank like a master. All weapon systems on.
Commencing alpha strike.
Let's get him under strike. Oh, wow. Just killed. Right off the bat.
That's a kill. Getting pretty hot in here, Commander.
All right, Paradox. If you can reach it, and I kind of don't think you can. Yeah, you can.
Got it.
Get on over to the base. Because I think that might be a mission complete right there.
Receiving you.
All right, Death Crusade. All right.
Beat the cake.
I was hoping to actually put him on target, but apparently not.
Orders?
Coach, your Wolverine can jump into the fray, or it has like 2 jump jets, so probably not, but we're going to give it a shot. Yeah, just not enough jump jets to fully make it down.
All right. Let's move.
So I think we just need to occupy the facility and then we'll have everything intact. So once we can get everybody on to it, we can have this mission done for.
Hightailing it.
Good.
Good
Paradox.
to go.
And the Gladiator. Also not quite able to make it fully around
Roger. Double time.
because it has a fantastic little wall going on there. I'm actually really surprised that there was no turret on this one. Just chill. Get your temperature under control. I don't want to have the mech accidentally explode.
Waiting
because, you know, we ended up making the somewhat brief mistake of attempting to continue to walk over an overheat zone and then have the ammunition go up. Because first of all, I can't replace the ammunition, and second of all, I don't want another pilot injury or a mech down for a while. I want this one done relatively quickly, and that bomb was just...
A new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Ooh, that felt close. Alright, so we got a Venom, and a Javelin. Is that it? Well, they're moving at phase 29, so that'll shed off their self-defense. Looks like the Venom stood still, or maybe not. It's a two really, really light mechs. There could be two more. I had to assume there's two more, because only dropping two in seems to be a fairly suicidal thing to attempt. Alright, Javelin jumping on forward, basically right on top of the Warhammer, which I'm not sure I would want to do that. This Warhammer is equipped with a Silver Bullet Gas Rifle. The Silver Bullet Gas Rifle, one of its biggest advantage, doesn't have a minimum range. So it will sit there and it'll shoot you, and they both jumped right on top of me. So there is definitely probably 4 mechs in there. One of them was the Firestarter that we saw. It wasn't able to cost too much, but the Shadowhawk should be able to just turn around and nuke him with fire if he wants. And the Venom is still sitting still, and a Hollander! Oh my! Well now, I need to take something intact. Interesting.
Yep.
Alright, Wolverine, let's go on in. First things first, we're not going to be able to get a line of sight on anybody. So I'm going to see about killing you, just because I can get the side angle shot, and it should be fairly decent. Hi, I could shoot you, not going to bother. I'm going to shoot you. Structure exposed, ouch, so we've shoved him back 7, which is great. And Death Crusade, I would actually prefer not to shell him too badly.
Move order received.
So I'm on the side of the Javelin, which is a bit unfortunate. Activate the arrow, activate the AMS, set the AMS to standard mode. Thank you. And we're also going to lay down a sensor lock on... Sure, the Javelin, just to make sure. Just to make sure that everybody dies. Target you.
Piece of cake.
There we go. The Venom has been tapped. Nice little love tap from a nice big gun. And we'll sprint. Can I get a line of sight? I am stuck. Right. Of course I'm stuck.
Whatever. I'm good.
Mockingbird, time to shut off a mech. You tend to do this really, really well, so we're going to set this fully up. Hi, I've got Inferno SRMs and you're a target. This game is struggling with a massive amount of firepower, plus 180 heat. I only need like 10 more in order to completely shut this guy off. I don't think I can fully get it done. I think I'm just going to be slightly short on that. But still, not terrible. So tempting. You know what? No, we're going to make sure.
Firing all weapons.
Come on, kill. Oh, left torso seems to be gone.
Critical hit, Commander.
And it's going to be a knockdown, so that's pretty much the entire left side of the mech, which is good. So he's vulnerable, as one might expect. Howl can basically just walk up to this Javelin and annihilate it. So just... Oh, you don't actually have a line of sight from here. It's really sad. What you're going to do is you're going to do that.
Coordinates received.
You're going to activate every single weapon system we got.
Engaging.
Oh, just annihilated, as one would expect from a 70-ton Warhammer. Show up.
Commander?
Yeah, I need you to actually come through the heat, which kind of sucks, yeah, I know. But you're probably going to be able to kill this Venom. I mean, I could try and kill a Firestar, but Firestar's not moving anytime soon. So target the Venom. Oh yeah, that's good hit.
Affirmative.
Good hits with pretty much everything. And he's lost most of that mech back there.
Critical hit, Commander.
I just need a little bit more heat down on this guy, and I will have him dealt with. Oh, you were offline, really?
Ready to go.
Right, the Bushwhacker now can move, which is lovely. Unfortunately, he doesn't have multi-target, so he's going to just annihilate this mech. I'll go for a center torso. And blow it apart.
Target confirmed.
Okay, we got 50% of the entire lance defeated. I just need 2 more, and one of which we are trying to take intact. Because, you know, Hollander. Not sure what I want to keep on that Hollander, if I'm completely honest, but hey, it's there. It's there as an option should we decide we wish to take it. So moving at 17. Mockingbird moves at 19. Yeah, we got him taken care of. So die, please. There we go. Venom's out of the fight. And so now it's just our little friend, the Hollander. Game is chugging it a little bit for some reason. And so run the bushwhacker right on. You know what? We're going to go wide just to make sure that there's room.
Going full throttle.
Because that's the current concern. And I'm going to lay a sensor lock down on top of the hauler just to make sure that we get good accuracy on this. That is critical. I want to make sure that we get this.
Something I can
Death Crusade, your Griffin can move right on over here. Could take a shot of, well, I couldn't because I couldn't turn it off. I could engage it and wipe it out, but again, we're going to see about taking it more or less intact. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to do a couple of special things here. Gladiator's in a position, lovely.
Waiting for orders.
You know what, Howl and Showboat, I'm gonna wait. You're my reserves.
Standing by.
Alright, so time for you to come sprinting on in. Can get a line of sight. It's not in range. If I jumped, also not in range. That is beyond not cool.
no shooting, just running.
Take aim, give him a tap.
Confirmed.
Okay, we got a target acquired. So the Shadowhawk, however, should be able to get a line of sight on this target. Oh yes, absolutely. In fact, I could just stand still and we're gonna barbecue. Oh yeah, maximum inferno, 200 heat and a knockdown. Buddy, you're done for. The mech is completely shut down. You're better off bailing here, man.
I'm there.
Just get out of the mech.
Good to go.
Brace. Keep that heat under control. And the missile launcher is unjammed. Lovely. Reactor is far too hot.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, you're just going to start walking around the corner. You don't need to, but you're going to. So now I just need Jester to come up. So the Jester can complete the barbecue.
Standing by.
Sure, you're going to target his head with the last of my heat missiles.
Firing all weapons.
Actually doing damage on this one. Plus another 202 heat. Come on, baby. Yeah, he wants out of that one. Alright, we managed to miss a fire control computer ballistic plus, but that's only because we blew that off thanks to the pilot ejecting. And so that should be a reasonably profitable mission right there. I'm not sure what I want to do because, you know, Risk parts and Hollander parts currently sitting on the table. If we're really, really lucky, we might actually get both, and that would be 2 mechs. I don't know what came on that Hollander. Some sort of pirate rotary autocannon, but we're going to find out. And that's the best part about it. So if we didn't kill the R2 too badly, we might actually be able to get our hands on it. And that would be a nice replacement for our current Shadowhawk. We'd move that over to the an R2 catapult, because they're both 55 tonners, and this one has missile launchers in the arms for the increased accuracy. And you know, it's a risk mech. 9 days, unfortunately, on Jester for the injury, and the Warhammer has, let me guess, you broke the gun? You broke the gun. That's okay. You used it in cluster mode enough times that it became a bit of a dangerous thing, but hey, we're going to be leaving soon. Oh, yeah. So I can build that right away, should I decide I want to, but we're going to have to check out the rest of the group. BZK Papa is a Hollander that looks a little bit of the problems he to build up. That is not a Gauss rifle. I don't know what you think that is, but that is not a Gauss rifle. Alright, LRM-20s, medium pulses, mine dispensers, risk MM. Ooh, the risk MML-10s is really tempting, because you want a lot of them, so you can really run on mech quite heavily. Yeah, it was a RAC-10. RAC-10 pirate MMLs, Endosteel, fuel cell. Light engines are interesting, but I've got Clan XLs and I've already got a light engine, so it's not super huge deal. XL gyro is really good. Heavy Pharaoh is also pretty nice, but I've already got one, so I've got... And another practical prototype BattleTech kit. Interesting. Stealth X. I think I'm leaning towards... Yep. I'm going to take the catapult. So we also managed to get a Raven and a couple of the parts. Mine dispenser, Streak MML-10 or MML-9, which is useless. Got the 250 fusion core and the... Oh wow, so we got the prototype double heatsink kit and the Stealth X armor. So that was not terrible at all. I mean, yeah, we didn't even bother going for the Hollander, which, sorry, but as cool as Hollander is, I kind of need something a little bit heavier. Although I could probably turn the Hollander and replace the Shadehawk for the Hollander, and that would be visually more appealing, although I would lose access to the cannon on the arm, which is really, really powerful, because it is a 5% increase in accuracy, which is still a big deal. So not terrible at all. Managing to pick up another 55-ton mech. This planet has just given us so many mechs. It's going to be somewhat sad leaving here, but everything that we were able to accomplish on this planet was absolutely wonderful. And we're probably going to leave here with a lot of cash too, because what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to sell a whole ton of mech parts that we're not going to be using. And I may even sell a couple of mechs. I'm not sure which ones. But we are definitely moving into new eras of technology and firepower. We can basically, well, we already have been fielding an entire lance of mediums and heavies. And we've got 2 more heavies on the way, one of which is a Clan 75-ton Timberwolf, which is going to be a lot of fun to actually field. And we picked up another medium with a whole ton of missile launchers on it. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good about that. 75,000 for 11 days, that's perfectly fine. We are going to be traveling. Probably take us about 15 days to get to the next planet, which is going to be great. Alright, show it to me. Show me the stuff. Yeah, the Hunchback took a pretty nasty hit from all that incoming artillery. And then the Burner Boy, also a little bit of damage. The Nova has been sitting in repairs for so long. Yeah, Timberwolf in 8 days. So you are going to take a while. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think we're going to throw the Timberwolf up top. We'll get those done in 8 days during the travel period, just so I can get other things sort of working. The Lament is going to take a while. We'll probably not be ready by the time we actually make it to the planet, but one mech that is going to be ready. Thorhammer needs a little bit of a patch shop. Apparently didn't take any actual damage. Right, so we could build a catapult R4. We have the parts to do it. So this, I believe, is the ballistic version. Oh no, it's the energy blitz. Yeah, the R4 is going to be the hyper laser version. The R2, on the other hand, is the heavy MRM version, and I'm going to build that. So 5 parts because it is free.
That mech you asked for is cleared for fighting.
Alrighty, so we have picked up a catapult R2 in pieces, but it's there. Let's see what actually managed to come out of this thing intact. After a cheeky quick repair job, we're looking at all of this is still intact. So the center column minus the armor, and it is only normal ferrofibers, so that's fine. This arm got totally trashed. This arm still intact. This center torso got totally trashed. So the center column, for the most part, stayed intact, aside of course from the armor. And other than that, everything else got broken. So yeah, I'm going to have to look into seeing what I want to do with it. It's got 8 missile launcher slots, which is very tempting to just try and run a whole ton of MMLs on. But what I'm really tempted to do, if I'm completely honest, is I want to rip everything out of the Shadowhawk, turn the Shadowhawk into a melee mech, and make the catapult the new fire burner. Because that'll work out a little bit nicer, I think. Same tonnage, but the difference will end up being in the fact that it'll have a 5% increase in accuracy purely because of the arms. Alright, so let's see what our friends have been doing. AC-5, Gauss rifles, not interested. Hyper Assault Gauss ammo. I actually need some tonnage of this. I'm gonna buy a couple of tons. Because we're running a little bit out. I only had the 1 ton left, now we got 3 tons, which is good. PPC Tigard, I need one of these to finish off my triple PPC, but I changed my plans a little bit. Do I have... There's a whole ton of different types of SRM. So acid, I have how many of these? 2, so I'm good on that one. Augmented Thunder I'm not really interested in. Ammo, listen, kill, I'm actually out of, so it might be a good idea to grab some tons of that one. I could grab ER ammo just because the increase in the brackets is pretty significant. However, your minimum range becomes huge. Artemis, I don't think I'm super worried about. Support systems, flare AMSs, which are pretty good. I mean, they seem to be fine. So they take... Oh, they're power armor gear. Interesting. But yeah, each one will take out 5 things, which is interesting. You can toss a whole ton of them on there if you want to. They weigh a full ton, but you could do it. Oh, go back to all. Jump jets, nothing. 260 rated fusion core. I think I have one. I do, so we're fine with that. DNI cockpit is always interesting. Sniper sensor is really interesting, but it's very expensive. Oh, so... Oh, I have 2 UAVs. Huh, I didn't realize that. I'm gonna have to look about putting some UAVs in some mechs. There's no mechs there. If we were to sell a mech, just to check on something. Apparently we can't sell a mech, that's fine. But yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this catapult, and again, I'm really very tempted. It's only gonna take us 8 days to just fix it up. So I'm really tempted to rip all the weapon systems out of the Shadowhawk. But how badly damaged is the Shadowhawk? It'll be done in a day. Put the Shadowhawk up as the next... Because what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to rip all of them out of the Shadowhawk and we'll put it into the Catapult R2. And we'll make this our new burning aggressive super dude. And then that will free me up to then turn the Shadowhawk into something that can be utilized in melee combat. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe before I receive a notification every time I upload these videos. Press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and make sure you join us for our streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 5 o'clock so that you can watch us as we play through Apollo's Vipers and interact, help us build mechs, and just go through the entire adventure all together. It is a clan start, so a very different sort of idea of how to play the game, and we'd love to have you there, and I will see you all in the next episode.